What's the matter, boy? Old man Brecker, huh?
Who's there?
Johnny Rush.
Johnny.
Hi, Charlie.
Johnny, I heard you was coming. I'm glad you made it. How you been doing, Johnny?
They burned me out, Charlie.
No.
Uh-huh. And whoever it was took a shot at me.
You see who did it?
Uh-uh.
Probably Brecker. He knew you was coming. A fella came down from the post last week into Tyrone. He said you was coming along.
Not old man Brecker.
Uh-uh. He's dead. It was young Hal. He claims all of Lonesome Valley now. He's got the papers to prove it.
I was talking to the old man about the homestead survey just before I went south to herd Apaches for the Army. He said then the survey was wrong. Took in my place, yours, and Dan Wells. Said he'd have it changed.
Well, he died. That's how young Hal came into being. Came up here and told me to get out. My old hound dog, Mike, liked to chew his leg off. Got killed for it. The old Baker has a bunch of gunmen with him. He calls them deputies. They're making all the laws for Tyrone, but they ain't setting them up for me. You don't like Indian lovers no better than Indians.
He never did like him, did he?
Uh-uh.
And him and me never could get along either.
Johnny, I got me a dugout up near the reservation. And there ain't nobody knows anything about it. Only the Naha.
You mean you ain't gonna fight for this place, Charlie?
Not on your life. I've had all the fighting that I'm going to do when I was with General Bill's 1st Regiment. I should think you'd had enough fighting, too. No, Johnny. I'm going to hole up for the rest of my time. Be near my friends. Why don't you fetch along?
No, Charlie. I'm too young to be penned up in a cave. I guess I'll go over and see what Dan Wells is gonna do about it.
Johnny, ain't you going to get something to eat before you go?
No, I'll get something over there. Say, can I leave my pack sack here for a while?
So you can, son. Bring yourself back, too. You ain't got no other place to go.
No, Charlie. I better stay away. If Al thought you put me up, he'd burn this place to the ground.
Well, let it burn. I'm fixed.
I may be back.
Do that, Johnny.
Dan, not on the table. That must be Hal.
Hardly he'd come on in.
I'll get it, Mother. Johnny Rush.
How are you, Pat?
Fine, thanks.
Your father in?
Oh, I'm sorry. Come in. Father, a stranger's here to see you. Johnny Rush.
Johnny Rush. How are you there, Scout? You remember Johnny, Mother?
Yes. How do you do?
Hello, ma'am.
Hang up your hat.
Could I get you a plate, Johnny?
Yes, get the man something to eat.
Well, thanks. Won't be too much trouble.
Here, take the weight off. Your animal been fed yet?
No, but I won't be staying long, Dan.
Oh, Mother, have the men see that Johnny's horse is taken care of. Mother, tell them to come on in and eat when they're through. Well, when did you get back?
Early this evening, just in time to see my place being burned.
Burned your place?
Mm-hmm. Took a shot at me. I think Hal Brecker had something to do with it.
Oh, wait a minute, fella. Why would Hal want to do that?
Charlie told me that you and him were told to get off, too.
Crazy Charlie told you that? Don't pay any attention to him. Why, that old man's getting to be a troublemaker.
Thank you. I saw Brecker's name on the surveyor's tab, Dan.
It is a private empire, Johnny. Charlie didn't steer you wrong. Hal's taking over. He had no opposition while you youngsters were in the Army. Hal's got complete control. Nothing we can do now.
Now, that's what Charlie said. He's moving out. That leaves you and me, Dan. We can fight him. How about it, Dan?
It's too late, Johnny. I've already made a deal with Hal. He's going to let us stay.
Well, I guess that leaves me all by myself.
It's a lonesome trail, son. What do you expect to do alone?
I don't know. But I'm going into Tyrone and have a talk with Brecker.
You'll find Harold a fine man to do business with. He's asked my daughter to marry him.
Is this your deal, Dan?
It's the only weapon we have.
That right, Dan?
I'm ashamed, Johnny. That's the way it's going to be.
Thanks for the meal, Dan.
Johnny. Excuse Mother. She doesn't know. Dad never tells her anything.
And you? Don't you know any better?
I know better, and so should you. Marrying Hal is an excuse to give me time to think. Now I don't know what else I can do. Hal has never let on about his agreement with Dad. You'd better stay away from him. He's dangerous.
I could say the same thing to you.
What else can I do? I have Mother and Dad to think about.
Fight. You've got men.
Dad's been through all that. They'll ranch, but they won't fight.
Maybe I can help.
Not alone.
No, not alone. But two alone are not lonely. Would you be willing to go along with me?
What can I do to help?
When I get back, would you do what I think is right?
Yes, but... Well, I can't let Dad know that I've changed anything.
Hal's not so tough. And I'm glad you're what I thought you were.
Thanks. Johnny, if something happens, I mean, if you can't change things, you won't feel badly about me if I do what I have to do.
It's all I got left.
What is it?
An old Indian brooch. Belonged to my mother. She died when I was born. Well, I'll probably see you tomorrow.
This is no place for you, Johnny. Hal Brecker's men have been hanging in here all day long waiting for you.
Right.
You're burned out, Johnny.
Shot at, too. Give me a ride, Dandy. I guess I haven't got any friends left in Tyrone. That right?
Well, there's some. Mighty scarce, though.
Ramsey and Clark and that fella lives over near Charlie. Afraid to talk to me, eh? Act like I'm a stranger.
It's nothing personal. You've changed a lot. Maybe they don't recognize you.
Mac Ramsey.
All right. Those fellas all got folks to look out for, Johnny.
I had a father to look out for. Sick when I left. But I went anyway.
Yeah, but that's all in the past. Best thing you could do is shove on over to Globe. Set up there. Nobody left here to help you, John.
I'm left.
What's wrong, Larry?
Just wait here a minute, I'll be right back. You're not from around here no more, right?
That right? You better go back over and sit down with your girlfriend, Baker.
Get out of town, Rush.
I didn't come to town to see you. I came to see Hal Brecker.
Hal Brecker's busy. What do you want?
I said I came to see Brecker.
I heard what you said. Now get out.
Watch it, Johnny.
And don't come back, Baker. Sorry, Dandy.
It's all right.
Gentleman wants to buy me a drink, Dandy.
Julie, you go back over to the Red Dog.
I'm not your guest. That right, mister?
You better go out and look after your friend.
Come on, Julie. Come on, back over to Red Dog, Rue Blanc. Come on.
See you later, good looking.
What do you want?
Is Hal here?
What do you mean coming up here?
I've got something important to tell him.
Well, he isn't here.
All right,
Well, don't ever come up here again, you understand?
If you see him, would you tell him Rush is in town?
Yeah. I'll tell him.
Who was that?
What's the difference?
Who was at the door, May?
Larry Baker. You know, I don't like those guys coming up here, Hal.
What did Larry want?
Well, didn't you tell him? Oh, don't be mad, sweetie. It's just that I don't like people going around saying things.
What did Larry want, May?
Oh, something about some fellow being in town.
Rush? Johnny Rush?
Something like that. Oh, don't go, baby.
Don't do that. I told you 100 times to keep your hands off me when I've got someplace to go.
Oh, don't be mad at me, sweetie. It's just that I like to be with you.
I'll be back.
When?
I told you to keep your hands off me. Wait over there and keep out of sight.
Johnny? None of my business, but why did you get out of town? You haven't got a chance.
That's what I've been thinking. Looks like it's too late.
Hello, Rush. I understand you want to talk to me.
I got your message.
What message?
I came in, my cabin was burning.
What's that got to do with me?
Understand you've taken over the whole valley.
That's more than a rumor. Could be a fact.
Now, let me put you straight, Brecker. You don't own any of my land.
I got barbed wire and papers that say I do. What else do you want?
I don't want anything you got, Brecker. Just what's mine. I had a talk with your old man about the land survey. He said it was all wrong, said he'd have it changed.
My dad's not running things anymore. Anything else?
Yeah. I suggest you give Dan Wells and Charlie Bonesteel back their property.
I'm gonna give you a good idea, Rush. Get on your horse, ride over to Globe, and don't ever come back.
I said I don't want anything you got, Brecker. Just my land. It may take time, but I'm gonna get it.
I don't cause a scene in here. Just get out, half-breed.
Oh, you yellow-bellied. Don't start anything in here, Johnny. I got a double-barrel scattergun right underneath this bar, and I'm not afraid to use it.
There isn't gonna be any trouble, Dandy. You see you outside.
Johnny, if you'd have hit him, everything would have been finished. He's got men all over the place. He never goes any place alone.
I don't know what I came into Tyrone for. What did I expect to do? Now, unless I clear out, it'll be a fight to my finish. I gotta think of something else. Well, see you later.
No, I'll stay here. Or go out the back way. I'll back you up.
You better stay on Brecker's good side. I'm going out, and I'm gonna keep going.
want to be important, too. You don't have respect for hairdressers, huh?
Hal, I gotta talk to you. I got Rush.
What do you mean you got him?
I killed him. He's dead.
Where?
Out in the valley.
Did anybody see you?
No, I was out there for miles.
Listen, Guy Harrell, I told him not to come around no more.
You know, this Rush guy could cause us a lot of trouble yet.
I don't think so.
Swear out a warrant for his arrest. That's what I do. Tell him not to come around no more.
I'm swearing out a warrant for Rush's arrest. Assault and battery. Assault with a deadly weapon and assault and battery.
I'll make up the posters.
Look, I don't want to get mixed up in yours and Rush's affairs. But when he left here tonight, he said he was going to leave town. Said he didn't want to start any trouble. Now, do you have to dirty up his name?
You just take care of the saloon, Dandy, and we don't need any more to drink.
Bandy, you're very thoughtful. You just leave the bottle right here, huh?
Granaha. White man dead.
Turn him over.
White scout.
He live. We make pallet. Carry scout to crazy white brother.
Whoa. Whoa, boy. Bring him on in, Ganaha. Easy now, easy.
Help me take White Scout and hold him mountain.
Lay him on the cot, Ganaha.
We rest him here. Take care. Take care.
I told you to come up here before, boy. You'll be safe here. They'll never find you.
Brave. Go back down trail. Make sure no one follow. After rest, bring me word who shot White Scout. Good.
You know who this fella is? You probably saved his life.
He lived.
Yeah, he lived. He lived to chase you Apaches back onto your reservation again.
Apaches stay on reservation. Sometime maybe they know happy there.
Well, if you knew who he was, why did you save him?
Ganaha, make this.
Oh.
Make this for Morning Star. She leave Apaches. Marry White Scout's father.
And the boy don't even know. I'll never tell him.
I go.
Where you going? You ain't even drunk your coffee yet.
White poison.
Oh, now it'll go to waste. My old dog Mike would have drunk it.
Another day, crazy one.
We'll be here, that's for certain. Where'd you get Johnny's horse?
Bucks find him in hills.
You find out who winged the boy?
No.
Come on in out of the cold, old Indian. Oh, Guna. So you come too, have you, son? You darned idiot. I knew you'd wind up with a slug in you. I told you to head for the tall timber before. You was dry gulch, son. Smack dab dry gulch.
Where did I get it?
You got it right in the shooting shoulder.
You got something I can raise my head up with?
Yep. Get on. Sit up. Give me that. Easy enough. Oh, that ain't the dangest thing. An Indian trying to make a smoke. Here, let me help you, old one. You're worse than Johnny. Always getting into something you don't know nothing about.
Good.
Now, what in tarnation did you do up in Tyrone to get yourself fixed up like that, boy?
Tried to win a medal.
Well, you won it. You got it. And it's as big as a boy's tooth.
I don't know what got into me, Charlie.
Heskey.
What's that?
It's an old Apache saying. Means the wild killing craze. That right, Chief? Oh, rest yourself. Kanaha, throw a few sticks under the meat there and give her a quick stir.
You're the crazy one, all right.
Oh, there you are, Dan. Where are the rest of the folks, Dan?
Oh, Mother's napping. Patricia's about someplace.
I'm out looking for a fellow by the name of Johnny Rush.
Rush? Oh, that's the young chap lives across the basin. Was up in the Army for a while.
Yeah, that's the one. You haven't seen him around here, have you, Dan?
No, I don't remember seeing him for almost a year.
You didn't see him last night?
Well, I've been in the house for over a month. You know that, Hal. What are you getting at?
Was Pat out of the house last night?
No, not that I recall.
Dan, you and I made a deal. A fair deal. And I don't like people I do business with lying to me.
What are you talking about, Hal?
I heard that Johnny Rush was out here last night. Is that right, Dan?
Well, where have you been?
Oh, hello, Pat. Was just telling your father about that Rush fellow from across the basin. He rode into town last night and opened fire on my deputies and started a row with me. I don't think he'll cause us any more trouble, though.
What happened to him?
Well, we haven't found him yet. Got a warrant out for his arrest. I doubt if he'll be back this way. Now, there's a lot of fellows like that, Dan. But they all learn sooner or later.
Well, it's cold enough to freeze the whiskers off a rabbit out there. What are you doing sitting up, boy?
I gotta get my strength back.
I met your Naha on the lower trail. He said he found out who lowered you. It was a fellow by the name of Larry Becker, one of Brecker's deputies.
I know all about him. I threw him in the mud outside of the Tonto.
An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Where'd you get this?
Well, Ganaha found that clenched in your fist. And he picked you up. Where'd that old thing come from, son?
I found it in the ashes when my cabin was burning. Belonged to my mother.
Oh. Is that right?
Where are my things?
What things?
My saddlebag, my carbine.
Well, when Ganaha brought your horse back the next day, no, there was no saddlebag on it. Wait a minute. There was a saddlebag on it, but no carbine.
Where are your guns?
The old shop's up there. I ain't never had no other.
That's like having no gun at all.
I don't know what you'd do with a gun, even if you did have one.
Stiff.
Just keep exercising it. Well, got me a couple of more rabbits. We're going to eat again.
What'd you hit them with, rocks?
No, with my bow.
You're getting pretty old to be playing at Robin Hood, ain't you?
Yeah. You pull it.
Hey, why do you pull a thing like that?
Step back, Sonny. Step back. It takes practice, lots of practice, and you've got to have a good teacher. This here's the best teacher in the whole wide world, and he can't even hardly shoot one himself no more.
Local one, hard man to teach.
Yes, sirree. I use my old bow lots. It's quiet, too. That old sharp 50 is a bit noisy. Besides, the old sharp 50, it makes the game spooky. This way, they never know what hits them.
You know, drawing this bow could help my shoulder, Charlie.
It'll either help it or break it. I got one here that I generally use for small game. Try it. Oh, that looks nice, Sonny. Very nice. You and I'll play at Robin Hood tomorrow. See if we can't draw some of the soreness out of those muscles. Are you making out, old timer?
Huh. Steal better meet in town.
You know how we did to Tyrone. He said that the Bricker gang thinks you're dead. But they got a warrant out for your arrest, just in case you ain't.
Everybody think I'm dead?
Some think you moved on.
A dead man sure could raise the devil with Brecker's gang, couldn't he?
Wait a minute. You get them there crazy ideas out of your head, boy. You're better off to stay here where you're at.
If I could just draw a gun. But I'd have to develop a left-hand drawer. They'd drop me before I could get it out of the holster.
Now, you forget them there shenanigans. All you gotta do, sonny, is think of getting well.
Chief, know where the Wells place is? Know the girl, Pat?
She hired me one time.
Well, next time you go to town, stop by there. Tell her that Johnny Rush says, 2 alone or not lonely.
2 alone? No lonely?
Yeah, just tell her that.
This looks like a good spot. No, no, no. Like this.
Now, look, Charlie, this is not for me. I'm a gunman. I like the stink of powdered smoke and the kick of a 45 in my hand.
Kick? Try that. It'll give you all the kick you need. Listen here, you dang fool. These here weapons has been used for 50,000 years. It ain't no toy, sonny. This is a mighty good piece of shooting gear. You think them there longbow Englishmen were sissies? Well, by golly, they weren't. They showed them there French knights what could be done with a bow and arrow. Shot them clean off their cayuses before they could reach the English line.
You've been reading too many fairy tales.
I've never read a book in my life. And what's more, I once seen a Comanche shoot an arrow clean through a buffalo. And it kept it going, dripping blood. Now you get down there and pick up that bow and arrow, give it a quick jerk. Oh, you think it's silly, do you? Watch that old stump over there. Now go pull it out. Let me do it. How's that? 8 inches. 40, didn't it?
I didn't think they could hit that hard.
Smells kind of funny, but it rubs in pretty good.
Oh, I'm gonna give up, Charlie. I'll never be a bowman.
How long did it take you to learn to shoot a gun?
Not long.
You're a dang liar, or else your memory's failing you one. I'll bet you it took a lot of practice before you could learn to shoot a gun hardly without thinking.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
There you are. Now, you better put on your shirt before you catch cold, sonny. Don't you worry about catching onto that bow. You look right natural today. Right natural. How does the old shoulder feel now?
Feels better than it has for a long time.
Good.
Afternoon, ma'am.
A bottle of Jameson's, please.
I see you enjoy the best in spirits.
Charge that to Mr. Brecker's account.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen Mr. Brecker?
Let's see, he was in here about 3 or 4 hours ago. I think he went out to the Wells place for a bit. He sure has been on marrying that girl, isn't he?
What are you talking about?
Oh. The first rule of a good bartender is to keep everything he hears to himself. I'm afraid I spoke out of turn, ma'am.
Well, who told you about that Wells girl?
I'm sorry I missed it, ma'am. I thought it was common knowledge.
Is he making a fool out of me?
Ma'am, don't get upset. Here, have a drink on the house.
Mr. Dayton, I'm a lady, and I don't drink in saloons unescorted. Are you sure he went out there?
Now, ma'am, don't you go getting me in any trouble.
Naha. I haven't seen you for a long time. How have you been?
Good. Johnny Rush say, 2 alone, no lonely.
Where is he?
Ganaha find Johnny by wash. He almost dead. Very good now. He come see you.
Did he say when?
Johnny say nothing. Ganaha say.
Ganaha!
You good.
Uh-oh.
You good teacher. Indian eyes, shoot like death.
Indian eyes, huh? Looks like the old boy is proud of you, son.
Give girl message. Big town boss. Marry girl quick.
Time I was leaving, Charlie.
What for?
See Pat. She doesn't want to marry Brecker.
Well, you'll run into him if you go back.
I hope I do. Where do you keep the shells for this thing?
I've only got 2 or 3 shells. And they're mighty old. You see, I ain't done my reloading yet for the winter.
Man died hard with arrow.
I didn't teach him the bow for that. Don't never use it on a man, son. It's for animals.
I won't, Charlie. I better get going.
You dang fool. You think I dragged you up here and bring you back to life so you go back down there to get killed again?
It's a personal thing, Charlie. Like you want to stay here till you die.
Oh, Patricia. Come here. Sit down, will you, dear? You don't really want to marry Brecker, do you?
You know the answer to that.
You won't have to.
But, Dad...
Mother and I will get along all right. You kind of like this Rush fella, don't you?
But I don't think we can put Hal off any longer.
We won't put him off. I'm going into Tyrone and tell him. I think I'm good for one more trip.
Dad, you don't have to do that.
I don't have to do anything. Go tell Buck to get the rig ready.
Well, he'd better go with you.
I'm doing this alone.
Thanks for everything, old-timer.
If you find a bad welcome down there, come on home. You oughtn't to go down there. Can't buck up against them fellas alone. Anybody knows that.
No.
I ain't nursed that yearling back to hell for nothing. I can't let him get killed without half a chance. You go back on up the reservation, Grandma. Well, that boy.
I thought you were my husband.
Is Pat here?
No, she's not. My husband's not been well, you know, but he got up and went to town anyway. When he didn't come back, Patricia went after him.
Does Dan have a gun around?
He has all those rifles over there and that little one on the tree there. You're not here to start trouble, are you, Mr. Rush?
That's just exactly why I'm here, Mrs. Wells.
But you better not take Dan's gun. He won't like that.
You know, there's a lot of nerve leaving me here with you. You know what I think of you? Fill it up.
Excuse me, Mr. Dayton. Have you seen my father or Mr. Brecker?
No, I haven't, but I think...
Who are you, sister?
Patricia Wells.
Oh, yeah. I know her, don't I, Dandy?
Come on, May, back over and sit
Take
down.
your hands off of
Now,
me.
May, now, no trouble, huh?
No trouble.
May, get out of there. Larry, well, get him out of there.
Come on.
All right, May.
Where's my father?
Your father?
Well, he went home.
I don't believe you. I would have passed him on the way.
May, go on home.
May, I told you to get out of here.
You can have him, sister. I think you stink.
Hold it. Who's that? Johnny Rush.
Hey, come back here. Don't go away.
Don't nobody move. Don't raise your arm, mister, or I'll blow a hole in your belly as big as your head.
What do you want, Charlie?
Johnny Rush.
You won't find him here. Rush moved over to Globe. He's been gone for a month or more.
Don't give me none of your lies, Mr. Brecker. Johnny Rush ain't been near Globe.
He's right, Charlie. Johnny hasn't been around here in a long time.
Maybe Deputy Baker can tell us where he's at. Mr. Baker, I got word that you killed Johnny Rush. Is that right?
All right, Charlie. Go on along home now.
Look, Dandy, I don't want to do you no harm, but I gotta ask you to back up there. Mr. Brecker, I'm asking you and your men to step outside. We got some business to discuss. This whole thing is likely to go off, but nobody knows where it'll go. It's bound to hit one of you, though. Move, Mr. Brecker.
Don't start anything. We'll get him later.
Move. Now, get in there close. I'm going to give it to you quick, Mr. Brecker. I came out here to talk to you about reclaiming the land of Lonesome Valley. I want to make a deal for the Rush property, Dan Wells and mine.
You seen a copy of the latest land survey, Charlie?
I don't want to talk about no land surveys. I'm talking about property. Well, if you make me nervous, this here little rifle of gentle burdens is likely to go off. I want the land, that's all.
That'll take time. You gotta have papers.
I got the papers. It's all writ right in here. And there's a space here for you, John Henry. That's all I want. Now, sign this.
All right.
Now, stay where you stand. Don't move till I tell you. Take out your crayon. And sign right here on the bottom. All together. Move. Now, back where you was. Stand there with your backs turned. Don't move now. All right, none of you move. Be right where you are.
Walt, follow that old fool out of there, but don't shoot till you get out of town. And get that book.
Who did it, Charlie?
One of Brecky's men. Name's Driscoll. He rides a pinto.
Where's Brecker?
Back in town somewhere. I made him sign the property back. He signed his name in my good book, and Driscoll took it.
Are you all right, old-timer?
I'm all right. I'm as crazy as you are for coming back here.
They got Dan Wells, too. Ambushed him up the trail.
Charlie.
Pat, one of Brecker's men killed your father. Ambushed him up the trail. I took care of him. Stay with Charlie, Pat.
Son, remember what I said about the bow. It's for animals.
Yeah, for animals.
Hal's gonna get awful tired of waiting, Mary. Let's go.
I told you to take your dirty hands off of me. And you can tell your boss I think he stinks.
All right, no more drinks, Dandy. Cut them off.
As you say.
Keep your hand where it is, Baker, or I'll run this shaft clean through you. You know me, Baker?
Yeah, sure.
Don't you forget me. Use your head, Baker.
I don't know if you got any ideas, Mr. Baker, but just in case. I don't know why he didn't kill you. And if you don't want your luck to run out, maybe you better try someplace else. Try Globe.
Frisco. Who's that? Johnny Rush. Draw!
Johnny Rush, Brecker.
Rush? Johnny Rush? You better ride out, half-breed.
I can get you from here, but that wouldn't be fair, even for an Indian.
Fair, Rush. You'll come out where I can see you.
How you feeling, old-timer?
Fine. Just fine. Everything's solved, huh, boy?
Just about, I guess.
There's Pat. She's a mighty fine girl, Johnny. Tell her, son.
Tell her? Tell her what?
There ain't nothing wrong with being part Indian, Johnny.
How did you know?
The old chief here, he told me. He didn't think you knew.
Yeah, I've known for a long time. I've come to be happy about it and proud of it.
It's lovely, Johnny. Too alone, no lonely?